All right, and we are live. Welcome to Transformation Tuesdays with Minji
Yay!
and our special guest, Kate Keuther. Kate, I'm so glad
Hello.
you're here with us.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for introducing or inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm super excited for everybody to hear your inspiring story. They're going to adore you afterwards, like I do. From the moment that we met, oh my gosh, we're going to have to tell that crazy story about how we met. Talk about divine universe, like
Yes.
planets banging together, right? So,
Yes.
guys, this is Kate, and I met her. Is it 2 years now, or just a year?
I think it's just been a year, but I feel like I've known you forever.
I know we hit it off, and just so we both came from this place of we're adults that like don't make friends. Like, where do you go to make friends? Kind of a thing.
Right.
Remember, we were like, okay,
Yes.
well, let's be friends, and then we just
Let's
became.
be friends. I think we like each other. Let's
It
go.
was it was really funny. So, Kate, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what
Okay.
what lights you up.
Okay. Well, I'm a mom and a stepmom. So I have my son is 3, my daughter's 6, and my stepdaughter is 9. We haven't seen her in like over a month. So that's been difficult. I'm married to an amazing husband, Jesse. We live in Elkhorn. We grew up in like the Waukesha area. So we're kind of new to Walworth County. Most people are like born and raised here,
Not
but
me either.
not you either. Yeah. So, my journey really has been a process, a long process, a good process. But I think what lights me up the most is seeing how far I've come and how it's impacting my kids in a positive way. So I can kind of stop the cycle in a lot of ways, just with family history and things like that. And then really empowering other women because I know that I have a story to tell, and I was very timid to tell my story for a long time because of fear of judgment. And when I started voicing that, and people would reach out to me privately thanking me for sharing their story because they could relate so much, it just really does light my fire and keeps me going with my journey.
Incredible. So, you are a wellness and simple life advocate, oil lover, user, magician. Uh, do you want to tell us about that, or do you want to tell us about your journey first?
Well, I think it's like a combination of all of that, really. I mean, I
Okay.
started, I've always been kind of on the natural side. I have been called a tree hugger, crunchy granola once or twice in my life. And, so when I found the essential oils, I was really deep in postpartum depression and anxiety. And at that point, it was just a way for me to get out of the house and have a passion again. And then it just really led me down this path of wanting to be the healthiest version of myself, the best version of myself by the time I turn 40 next January. And so I just kind of found new people like you and new resources and different ways of finding this knowledge to incorporate into my life so that I can be well and not just physically, but emotionally because I was diagnosed generalized anxiety disorder years and years ago, diagnosed with mild depression. And I just, it's been part of my family's history for generations. And I just could not bear seeing my kids go through the same thing. So, with all of that, it's a little bit about my journey of why. And then just learning things of what works for me. I am med free at this point. I'm not against taking meds when you need them at all. But for me, just looking into minimalism and changing my diet, the cleanse that I did through you was huge for me. and, reducing gluten and sugar and all of those things. And, not that I'm perfect by any means at this point, I don't think we ever are,
Right.
but knowing that it's a process and that it's progress, like if I do, eat a jelly bean from the kids' Easter basket, it's not the end of the world, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it because I um, will start over tomorrow, and I have the tools now to take a step back and move forward. And then as far as like, simplifying, I mean, it was in my name. It's like this random name, Simple Essentials. I chose it 5 years ago, but it really fit. Like, I'm not very creative with names or anything, but Simple Essentials is really like encompassed everything that I've been about. And just, I used to have a crazy career, very high stress, long hours, and we have a big family. So our schedule is always go, 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 go. And we felt like if it wasn't that way, then we weren't being productive.
Ah,
And so
yeah.
for me, I had to just like scrap all of that and like relearn everything that, to be successful, it's okay to take a step back and simplify your life and get rid of all the fluff and what we think we should be doing. And, once I started doing that, it really made a huge difference in everything with the quarantine. I don't know that I would be handling it as well as I am if I didn't have all of those tools in place.
And so
So,
this sounds like a wellness puzzle. This sounds like all the pieces fitting together mostly. I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
sometimes we're
yeah,
looking for
right.
a piece, right?
Sometimes they're a
Sometimes we're
little
looking
jagged.
for a piece. Yeah. And oils, essential oils are a piece of the puzzle.
Yes. And yeah, I talk about the wellness puzzle a lot. And I think it's just a visual for people to see that, I can recommend any essential oil that I think will help you, but it's just one piece to the puzzle. You have to be, drinking water. You have to move your body. You have to be mindful, yoga, meditation, and sleeping, like getting quality sleep. It's all part of that puzzle so we can be the best versions of ourselves. And, once in a while, one of the pieces might go missing, but we'll know where to put it back in and how it fits into our life once we start, and not everyone's puzzle is full yet. And I
Sure.
was telling you the other day, like, I'm not quite where you are with some things, but I'm working my way to that end
Sure.
result, and it's ongoing. And I know that you're always learning, you're in coaching and stuff, so it's like we are always evolving.
Evolving, right. And it's not a competition, it's not a comparison of even being where someone else is, right? Because as you were saying all that and talking about the wellness puzzle, I was thinking, well, what if I don't have any of those pieces? Like, because there's going to be people who hear this that don't have any of those pieces. And so if they know how to swipe their credit card and buy oil, like if
Right,
that's their first piece of the puzzle, right,
right,
is
right,
go to someone who can tell them about essential oil and how this could change their life. So they could start building the puzzle, so they could start putting the
right.
pieces together.
Exactly. And many of my customers are a prime example of that. They're at their wits' end. They don't know what they're doing right now. It's not working. And
Hmm.
they just need to find someone that can lead them in that direction. And so, when I talk to them about it, it's like it's so exciting to hear them like, wow, I used lavender in the diffuser last night and I slept the best I've ever slept, and I don't have to take, my sleeping pills, anymore. And so it's like just that one step, or just a natural deodorant that we sell, and antiperspirant instead of deodorant instead of antiperspirant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that one step. And essential oils for me was really a gateway into the whole lifestyle of
Yeah.
wellness.
what else could come, what else could
Mhm.
open up by doing that. And
Right.
so I know for myself, so I was trying to think, I only half told the story of how we met in the beginning, and I still can't get all the way back to the initial, but we ended up meeting about essential oils
Right.
and having I remember this so vividly because this is what I always say. So, guys, the only essential oil I ever used to do anything with was frankincense. Of course, it's the best, most expensive oil there is.
Yeah.
There's no lower priced oil. Like Frank is the top, right? And the whole time Kate and I met, she was like, "Well, what about no, just frankincense?" And then she said, "Well, what about?" I'm like, "Kate, frankincense.
I know.
That's it. I haven't used anything but frankincense."
It's just so funny.
So that's how we met, guys. We met, we must have met in a Facebook group, and then like somehow met at Panera and had coffee
Yeah.
and talked about oils and became very, very, very fast friends.
Yes, we did. Yes, for sure.
And so that was a good introduction to me where I had lots of pieces to the wellness puzzle, but I was only using frankincense. And I say only, like I said, it's a good one if it's the only one you're using, it's not a terrible one, right?
Right.
Cellular,
Right.
all that cellular regeneration for it. So I just wanted people to be able to see too that like I had pieces, but I didn't have this piece. So self-care looks so different for all of us. And making ourselves a priority in our mental health, in our physical health, in our spiritual health, in our emotional health. And so that's again one more piece of the puzzle, right?
Right. I mean, and self-care for me has evolved over time as well. When my kids were babies, self-care was getting a shower, every other day, you know, or sleeping for 4 hours. Like it just looks different. Now, self-care for me is making sure that I'm using the essential oils every day. Right before this, I slathered them on. I meditated for 10 minutes before this. Yoga and what else have I been doing, Mindy? Yoga, meditation, affirmations, gratitude,
Yeah.
so for
Yeah.
me, that,
Visualization, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's now self-care for me, where even a year ago, I wasn't doing all of that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
evolved. And, but yeah, I do believe that from a lot of people, at least that I know, essential oils were like the gateway to learning more about it because, um, they're just so powerful. You can use them for so many different things while you're meditating, while you're doing prayer, you know, different things like that, where it helps you process your thoughts. It helps you process your emotions, even your dreams. They can affect your dreams at night. So
Yeah, I love essential oils. I have a giant slew of them now, of course.
now,
I gift them. I gift them to family members. I gift them to clients, new clients that come on. I love them. I think they are so powerful and a great way to do that extra layer of wellness, right? An extra layer of wellness. Like we can just so funny. The word self-care like triggers so many people. And I don't mean like triggers in a bad way, but like, oh, self-care, manicures and pedicures and stuff like that. Wellness, like mental wellness and body, mind, and soul wellness. And so it's just one more way that we can layer it in. And it's so simple. I was looking to see if I had an oil sitting right here. I just rearranged. So they're on the other side of the room. It's so simple to, swipe your wrist, to like just take a moment to take a
right,
big deep breath and either up level or ground, calm down kind of a thing, or focus or whatever it is that
right.
you're looking for. I love how easy they are to incorporate. Tell me like your favorite go-to if I was brand new, and every time you say gateway I laugh. Like marijuana is a gateway drug, right?
I
Like
know.
every time you say gateway
I
I
do
have
it
this
halfway to
funny
be
picture.
funny. It's true.
Next thing you know, we're going to be like slathered in oil and rolling around naked, right? And everybody's going to be like, it was Kate's fault.
Wow.
That
Would
crunchy
that be a
granola
bad
broad.
thing?
That crunchy granola broad.
Oh,
So
that's
tell
so
me
funny.
like a
Um,
go-to, like a favorite one or a
yeah,
favorite combination or something like that,
yeah.
and why it's your favorite.
Well, I can tell you that my first in you my first experience with essential oils, and I say experience because it truly is, and you can smell the oils and they smell great. Some smell a little too earthy, not so great. But you'll know when you have an experience with them because it'll trigger something, whether it's positive or negative, because it helps you process so much. And when I first started, I was really deep in the postpartum depression and anxiety, and more on the anxiety side, where I was panicked all the time. And so my combination was our balance grounding blend and Serenity Restful Blend, and vetiver, which is actually a root of a grass from Haiti that is considered a natural sedative. So with me, being like up here all the time and feeling panicked and unfocused, and I smelled those three together at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. And it instantly took me back to my childhood where I would go to Canada every summer to visit my godparents and in their cottage on the lake. And it was just instant that the visual of being there, the smells, being in this tiny cottage. There's no running. There was running water. There was no electricity for a while, but um, it just was that experience where it was just, in a movie where it's like all of a sudden you have this flashback or a visual, and I was like, okay, this stuff works. I'm in. And I never looked back. And I've had a lot of people use that combination who struggle with anxiety, tension, sleep issues, and it's really helped them a lot, including my husband, who uses them more than me sometimes. So yeah, I would say that combination was my experience with them.
Awesome. Awesome. And so with the emotions that it invoked and the feeling that it brought you to, clearly that was a very calming, grounding feeling compared to the anxiety that you were
Yes,
feeling, if that was like then.
right,
And the reason that I am asking to clarify that is because for me, who doesn't have anxiety, like typically, that's not, of course, I have felt anxious, but it's not one of my things, right?
right.
Vetiver puts me to sleep.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah,
right,
exactly. Because it calms me so much that it
right.
knocks me out. Right. I put it in my diffuser in my bedroom to get sleep, put it on the soles of my feet, maybe the small of my back. I'm trying to remember the places where it goes.
Yeah,
And it helps me to just knock out.
right. Well, my husband we have a rule with vetiver. He is not allowed to use it until the kids are in bed, because when the first time he did use it, he fell asleep on the floor. He was like just relaxing, hanging out, playing with the kids. And I look over and I'm like, get up. I need help, and so that, yeah, it is. It's very, essential oils are very personal and they are reactive to our body chemistry. So for me, who, typically runs up here, it would knock someone out, and not, I shouldn't
Yeah,
say that, but it
in a
will,
good
it will
way.
help you sleep for sure. Whereas
Right.
vetiver is not my go-to for sleep. I use
Mm.
magnolia for sleep.
Okay.
And so, um, it just really depends on your body chemistry. And that's where I really try to connect with people one-on-one, whether video chat or coffee date like we did, um, and talk to you about what's going on in your life. Where are you personally, business-wise, whatever,
Hmm.
so that I know what to recommend for you. And then if that doesn't work, the essential oils are so versatile that you can use them. Lavender has hundreds of different uses, so um, yeah, that's what I love about it is because it is fun to figure out what works best for people and then hearing the success stories.
Awesome. So I know that oils, like we talked about, are just a piece of the wellness puzzle for you. And you talked about your journey and simplicity, but there's more, like you have more. What tell us what else is going on? What is coming soon? Like
What is
coming
coming
soon to a
soon?
theater near you. What is coming soon, Kate?
Well, I needed a place. I have a lifestyle blog
Awesome.
to get to the
Yay!
point. Yay. And it really stemmed from wanting to share more of my knowledge, because I get so many questions from people all the time that it just made sense to do this and to have a place where I can really share more. Essential oils have been such a huge part of our life for over 5 years now, but there's more to it. There's a lot that we do in our lifestyle as a family and how we're raising our kids. And it just is really exciting for us that my husband's excited to contribute to it as well now, and seeing the kids see themselves on YouTube. And so now, so our website is going to be launched Monday, May 4th. And that's not an accident. My family is huge Star Wars fans, so I
Oh,
made the
okay. May
fourth
the
with
fourth be with you.
I grew up
Awesome.
with siblings who are older than me, and so they really made me watch that all the time.
What are
So
you
I thought it
trying to
was
say, Kate?
nothing,
Like,
nothing.
I'm not, I guess I am not much older than you.
40. But, so yeah, our website is launching on May 4th, and then we now have a YouTube channel, and we're on Instagram. That's been on there for a little while, but we're just kind of really starting to grow things, just to reach more people and help more people. And I think people now are really more ready for the wellness aspect of life and other natural alternatives to what they've been doing. Especially
Sure.
now, I've had so many people reaching out to me with everything going on for various reasons. So it's kind of exciting to know that I can maybe help in some small way on their journey.
And we'll share and what's the website? What's the
It's not live yet.
right. So I won't
It,
post it, but I just want to say
okay.
it, and then we'll post it on Monday when it goes live.
Okay. So it's Simple Essentials by Kate.
Simple Essentials by Kate. Okay, great. Just so, and that's your handle on Instagram and on Facebook too,
Yes.
right? Simple
Yep.
Essentials by Kate. Great.
Yeah.
So you guys can find Kate, Simple Essentials by Kate on Instagram. Soon coming to a blog near you,
Soon.
lifestyle blog. We're very excited about that. That's been a process too. I mean, all transparency, Kate and I work together. And it's been my pleasure, honor to watch her absolutely transform in so many ways, and to embrace being the entrepreneur that she is, and that she has so much to share with people, and that it really is about making a difference. That has been just a privilege to walk alongside you in.
Well, thank you. I mean, I do want to give, credit where it's due, because I mean, a few months ago, I was terrified, and I knew I was going to start this blog, and I couldn't even say the word website without whispering it to Mindy. And, and it's just looking back on many things in my career and business, I've said, I would never do that. I could never do that. I would never. And now that I've done most of those things
Right?
I said I would never do, and it's been a confidence issue or confidence journey. And, knowing that I can do it, and that things that pop in my mind that I would be like, no, I would never do that. That's because I didn't have the courage or the confidence or the faith in myself to do that. And so, our chats and just having you alongside of me to be like, well, why can't you do that? You know, and you can do that and believe in yourself and all of the different things. And even meditating, like learning different techniques from you, the breathing techniques. I mean, Mindy has really seen major growth in the last year.
It's that's what a coach lives for, is to see that, to see.
Yeah.
So there's courage like that. If we're ready to change, guys, because now let's talk about progress over perfection, right?
Yes.
Like, first of all, no such thing as perfection. That is straight up BS. And the only reason I didn't just swear is because I'm going to give this video to Kate, and I don't know where Kate's going to put it, and I don't want anybody to be offended. But there's no such thing as perfection. It's a crutch. It's an excuse. It's a big old roadblock for us. Like, it can be a million things, but it's never a good thing. There's strictly progress, right? There's moving the needle and being able to embrace those things and move the needle, being coachable. I mean, that's where the courage comes in. I was just I have a group coaching program, working with those ladies tonight before this, and the courageousness of all of you to step into and step on those limiting beliefs and then rip them open and pick through them to go, this does not serve me. I don't even believe this. This was not, I don't know why I'm thinking I don't have the confidence to do this, because look at all these things I've done, just all those tools that you get. Like, it takes courage to be able to do that. And it takes being coachable. It takes being willing to be open to knowing that there is more for you if you want it.
Right. For sure. And, you know, one of my obstacles was getting over being a perfectionist. And I was so terrified of failing and looking bad, or like I didn't do what I said I was going to do, that it held me back so much that I didn't want to try anything. And, you know, it was awful. And I really had to let that go. And I had to really take a huge step back to reevaluate everything. And if I want to be successful and if I want to move forward and provide for my family and be healthy, you know, not just business wise,
yeah,
but just, you know, my own, you know, best self, I had to like wipe away a lot of that and know that it's a process and it's progress. And that's the beauty in it, really, is seeing, you know, how far I've come in the last 5 years, or in the last 3 years, the last year, and the last 6 months. There's so much that's changed just in the last few months that you know, it's a journey, and you have to enjoy it and respect it.
I feel like that's your word. I mean, I don't know what your word was for the year, but I've been listening to you reframe, which is another tool in your tool belt now, right? Reframing. And you literally reframed yourself on the spot. You said, it was a confidence issue. And then you go, journey. You changed it immediately. You took it from a negative and you turned it into something much more positive, that it's a journey. It's a confidence journey. And that's exactly what it is.
Right.
Because an issue, we can't solve a problem from the same place that we created the problem, right?
Right.
But when we reframe it into a journey, we get to evolve and move along with it. And
right.
And so that's, yes, I feel like seeing the journey in all of this and seeing your journey in all of it has been incredible. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. It has been quite the ride.
You know, one of the principles of success in NLP is excellence. And we tend to confuse excellence with perfection. But excellence is just our personal best. Like, doing our best, and we get to up level it anytime, right? So when something that struck me that you said, you're like, I was afraid of what people would say, or if I didn't do what I said I was going to do. So we have opportunities to grow all the time. And sometimes we say we're going to do something and then we don't want to, we don't feel like it, we get scared. There's no perfection. There's no any good thing in that. We get to take a step back and go, okay, where's my personal best in this? Because today my personal best might be day 4 hair and right?
Right. Right.
But tomorrow, my personal best might be clean hair.
Right. Right. Yes. Well, and we talked about that the other day too. And it's like my best one day is going to look different other days, because I'm kind of like, if I don't get 5 million things done in one day, I don't feel productive. But I had to squash that, especially during this quarantine. You know, I have to show up for my kids, and if I am not showing up for myself, I can't do it for them.
Right.
And so some days my best will be, keeping them happy, keeping them healthy and safe. And I'm taking a 20-minute rest on the couch meditating, like, and then other days I'm like hiking and cleaning and laundry and all those things, so it's to know that it's okay, that to always take that step back and know that it's okay to look different on different days, and it's the excellence, not the perfection. I've heard that many times from other coaches too, where it's like, we have to cut ourselves some slack, I think, and give ourselves some grace so we can move forward.
Exactly. And we get to. And so when we give ourselves that space and we come from the place of we're all doing the best we can with the tools that we have, then we also get to give other people that space and in return get that from others, right? Get that grace from others too, because it's not a competition. Like, and we don't need to judge each other. Like there's just no room for it, even in community, right? I mean, we all are doing the best we can with the tools that we have, especially in this time. And so being able to share and be the light and uplift and, just hold space for people is a gift that we get to have too. And I feel like that's what your blog is going to be too. It's going to be a gift for people. You're going to be able to go along that journey and start taking their own journey, putting their own wellness puzzle together with you.
I really hope so. I mean, that's a huge motivation behind it, is to just be a resource, share some knowledge so that people can create their own life, create their own journey. I know I keep saying that, but it really has been a word that I've used for years. And that is a huge part of my new lifestyle blog, so that people can benefit from it as well.
Awesome. It has just been an absolute joy chatting with you. We should have just taped our conversation the other day. So Kate and I met for coffee. We followed social distancing rules. We sat in our cars.
Yes.
at our friend Karen's Stillwater Coffee Company, got a coffee, and the kids got cookies, and we stayed in our cars and had an amazing chat. And you guys, this chat was just as good as that one. Like, we didn't hold anything back. We shared it all with you. We let you in, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. And really, it was just an honor to get to talk to you. And I know that you're going to be an inspiration to lots of the ladies in this group. So guys, questions, tag Kate in the questions, because she's in our group. So she'll be able to come back and answer the questions too. When you watch the replay, hit replay. And we'd love to hear your big takeaway, your big aha, like what's a piece that you can use from this. And as I was saying that, my aha, my takeaway was something I read the other day, and I wish if I was, better equipped, I would have had it. I didn't, it was something you said triggered me to think of it. So I can't think of the exact quote, but it was really about productivity, but it was about the point of it. Like, being efficient and productive and getting 100 things checked off that aren't important doesn't make us like productive, kind of a thing. Like, it makes us check 100 things off, but what's the purpose of those things? And what comes out of those things, and what's the intention in those things? And that's when we truly show up productive, right? Is when we really have intention in those pieces, and it's not just 100 things on the list because I got to get all the things done. I mean, we all have that time, guys. I'm not saying that. And we get to step back, like you kept saying, Kate, we get to step back and really just what's the intention here? Like, is all of this really necessary today? Kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I agree.
Awesome. On that note, the end. On that note, thank you again, Kate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Love you. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Mindy. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.